Oh, wow. It's so good to get up here and see everybody. And you've all stayed for the wrap-up session. Thank you. I think that the fact that lunch wasn't served before me has kind of helped. But thank you very much. I mean, how to actually wrap up that day? Well, I'm going to start with what Helena started with, that rights do not diminish as we age, but it can feel like they do. And I think, like we had at the beginning of the day, that reflections on language, that it's not about them. We're all going to end up as them. It's about us. And it's about all of us. And one of the themes that's run for me throughout the day has been that ability to embrace identity. Because we will all experience in some way or another, hopefully, growing older. But that journey is a tricky one. It's a journey where we're going to need other people to come alongside us. And I think, you know, when the Power to the People group, I think you have to rename yourselves the Power to the People group, because it's not the Caban. That was a takeover. And I think you really brought many of the issues that had been spoken about earlier on in the day to life. Because it was about the social capital that you were able to bring when you came together. Alone is a very scary place. Alone with dementia, when you don't know what that means, when there is information out there, but it's not necessarily relevant to you, but you might get given it all at once or nothing at all. It's a scary place. But when you have a little help from your friends, then you can make a big difference. And when you have a help from your friends, you start to feel like you belong. You start to feel like you're a community. You've got people that you can get lifts from, or a bus pass that stops someone from having to be your driver. And those are the things that really, really matter. We heard about how transport was the gateway, and I never heard it put like that, but I thought it was really true, because actually I remember when my dad couldn't drive anymore, I was sitting with a social worker in the assessment, and him and my mom had just driven off. They didn't care. They were actually called Bonnie and Clyde because they just didn't care at that point. They knew that these were discussions were going on, because it is such a hard transition, and losing that identity, being spoken to as if you are unintelligent because you have dementia, because you're getting older, because you've got hearing loss. It's not acceptable. It is not acceptable. And I think a part of the people in this room is no one in this room is unafraid of saying what they think. I don't believe it. You wouldn't be here if you didn't care. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have a voice. So I suppose if there's a call to action, is can we get behind the learning, the research, the experiences, the bravery that was shared, because it's not easy to get up this stage and talk about your personal journey. Wherever you are in that journey, people will have to go home and rest. People may go home and cry. But those of us who straddle the two worlds, because I lost my father with dementia, I'm now supporting my mother with dementia, it's not easy. It looks easy because they make it look easy, but it's not easy. There is, as we heard, feces lying around. It's a difficult task, but you guys make it look easy. And I just want to really thank you for consistently getting up, good days and bad, and thinking, dementia hasn't got me yet. I've got dementia. And that was, I'll always remember when Chris said that. And I think you said it on Panorama as well. And it just really struck me that actually we get up, and we get up because there are people around us who help us get up. So I want to give encouragement that whatever word of knowledge, whatever word that makes sense, whatever word that makes beauty, whatever word stirred you up today to think we can do better, then let's do it. Let's do it. And we heard Helena say it today. She's going to go rogue. So I suggest that anyone who thinks she should be doing something, that you get that message out to her, because this is a time this is the time when she's going to put out something to Welsh Government that's make them going to think, why on earth did we agree with that appointment? Well, it's too late now, guys. She said it and it's going in the press. So you need to, this is the time to step out and use that office. Anna, who was by her side, Anna is one of her caseworkers. She's got a team of caseworkers because, as we've heard today, there are things that for us individually are often difficult to do. But when you've got the support of someone like the Older People's Commissioner, miraculously things change. And I know that from experience. I've had to raise 3 safeguarding issues with my parents. Me alone didn't do anything. Funnily enough, when the Older People's Commissioner got involved, there was change. And now they're just now starting to take me seriously. So I think it's about knowing, let's keep these conversations going. Let's be real. Let's continue to share our stories, however difficult. And let's continue to give that little bit of help from our friends. And I don't want to ignore the help project, because I think that research is so valuable. People need to know, why isn't there a government campaign saying, if you've got untreated hearing loss or think you may have hearing loss, then get it sorted? Because the fact is that in missing those bits of conversation, your brain stops functioning as it starts making sense of things in different ways. So it's like if every day is a mix-up day, you're not going to function the way that you normally do. So I think it's really important if we all just take a moment and think, what am I going to take from today? Put it on your evaluation. And the team at CADR will be back in touch, because I know that next year is the decade celebration for CADR, who have done amazing work over the past. They are a truly co-productive team that really want to engage older people. That is not happening anywhere else like it in the UK, and it needs to be celebrated. And last of all, I think you all need to give yourselves a big hand of applause for being here, for showing that you care, and that together we will make a difference for older people in Wales. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you.